Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show on what is a rather chilly day in here. That lack of sun really makes the biggest temperature difference in this place.
Right. Do you want to tell people about your best Friday ever?
Oh my goodness, last Friday was so much fun. So we went
It
was amazing.
I basically took Pickle on the best,
Field trip
of all time.
It was so awesome. You had recorded Heim Time podcast.
Yeah, the mighty Heim Time
with
podcast.
Our friends at Heim Barbecue, Travis and Emma. And so you went to the studio that they recorded at, and he came back and he was like, you got to check this place out. And so Friday we went.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It's what's it called? I don't know if we should give out the name actually. But yeah, it's a buddy of Travis Heim's that he records his podcast there. And so when I was over there, I'm looking around and I can tell I'm a technical dummy. I'm a technical dumb
tripod guy.
I'm tripod guy, right? I'm tripod guy and a pretty face. But I'm looking around and I don't understand everything around me, but I know it's awesome. And I wanted to bring in somebody who understood everything. And so I said, Pickle, we should reach out to Paul and see if we can go over there and
like the coolest guy we've ever
and just
met.
Poke around. And so we did. And
but
first, hold on. No. Where do we stop before then? Because
yes, we stopped by Bally's
to
get our Bally's gear. So shout out to Miss Mary over there.
We got our
for
Bally
hooking
gear.
Us up.
We got our Bally gear. So we got our gear.
So that was step number 1.
Awesome. Good start. Then we drove over to Fort Worth to Paul's studio,
which was ultimate awesome.
So they've got
it's like a kid in a candy store.
It was. I mean, you should have seen
like
Pickle.
my eyes are already naturally big. They were like ding.
Like everything, like all the technical mumbo jumbo and all the equipment. She was like, "Look at this! Can you see this?" And Paul, shout out to him. He's like such a nice guy and was super willing to help and explain things to us. He's an audio engineer, and so he was kind of explaining all the equipment to us. Like these microphones are great because of this, but they're a little expensive and this and that and this and that, and like explaining it in terms that even I could understand.
Yeah, he explained it to us like we were 5, which
Correct.
was great.
Which was what we needed.
Exactly
well,
what
no,
we wanted.
Let me be clear. What I needed, he could have explained it to you like you were 9, and you would have been fine.
And we would have been okay.
Right. So then I did have one last surprise for Pickle.
And so we're driving around, and I'm still like hardcore geeking out. Total nerd moment, really, really hard. And we're driving, and then we kind of get to this little intersection, and he goes to turn, and he goes, "Oh, look." And I went, "Oh, cool, Heim Barbecue. Like, there it is. That's cool. I had never been inside that location before." And then he starts to switch lanes, and then I realize we're about to go feed the gut. And I was like, "Oh, wow." And I got so excited. So then we fed the gut at Heim, which was, oh, so good. So we got gear, swag season. We got to nerd out over video equipment, and then we got to stuff our faces with Heim Barbecue.
Yes.
And it was an exceptional Friday.
It was a pretty good Friday, I have to admit. I basically took Pickle on the best field trip ever.
Yeah, I was like in my element from start to finish.
Yes, and so she, and so we were going to talk with our boss about some awesome new stuff maybe for around here because we've got some ideas.
Yeah,
got some big dumb ideas.
Hashtag what would Paul do?
What would
That's
Paul
our
do?
new motto here.
WWPD. Yeah. Did I bring up my horse point earlier? On
yes,
the show? I have.
I think so.
Okay, so I was
yes.
watching.
That's where we started. That's where it started.
I was watching more equestrian today, and I cannot. I'm so mad that the horses don't get the medal. I'm really mad. I'm really mad. I mean, I'm not saying don't give the rider a medal. I'm saying there needs to be 2 medals.
Yes.
There needs to be
we need a horse-size medal.
Horse-size medal.
Which I saw the price for a gold medal, and it was like $800 something. Like, I know that's a lot, but I also feel like, I don't know, that's way less than what it should be.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Like, rings are way more expensive than that, and that's just a little thing that goes around your finger.
But it's about what you earned. It's about what you earned.
I'm just saying, there's plenty of horse medal budget at that point.
I have an Emmy, right? If you were to melt it down, it wouldn't be worth all that much.
No.
Right? But
that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't cost that much to make. Why do we not have horse medals?
Oh, that's
I'm saying
point.
that it
yes,
is in
I
the
agree.
budget to have
Absolutely.
horse medals.
100% it's in the budget.
Yeah.
100%. Especially because there's not that many like horse events.
No, and it happens literally like every 2 years at max. The horse thing would be
every
4.
Although, do we have any winter horse events? Can we get some winter horse events?
Ooh, like snow trekking, like trekking through the snow, like archery on horses in the snow.
Yeah, but I wonder if that's feels like cruel.
Yeah.
Or could you do like horseback archery?
Olympics committee, we're here with big dumb ideas.
Yeah.
Pay us for our big dumb ideas.
At Ashley_pickle12 on Twitter. All right, hit the theme expo. We got a lot to get to. Let's go! Free money! Free
How to sing blue baby. Shot glass in your hand.
Yes, yo. From the Daisy and the Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Louisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show online. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local, mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She is the Duchess of the Dorks, and never more true than it was on Friday. She's Ashley Pickle.
I went full nerd.
It was like,
full-blown nerd.
Oh my gosh. Today, we got a lot to get to today.
We do.
Today is Monday, August 2nd, 2020. 115 days till Thanksgiving. Happy 100th birthday to Hans Moleman. This is episode 1213. Today's a very big day and a very fun day here on Texas Football Today. Back half of the show, if you want to stick around, we will have 2 more intern exit interviews. If you want to stick around, we'll bug them.
Mm-hmm.
But Pickle, as you may know, you and I don't know if you remember this, you and I are both contract labor over with our friends at Bally Sports Southwest.
Very happily contract
labor.
Thanks for having us back, guys. Oh, yeah, there's the big reveal. We're back. Contrary to popular demand.
I haven't signed a contract yet.
Oh, that's true. I'm back.
Yeah, I know you are. Okay. Bally Sports Southwest, of course, is the leader in Texas high school football coverage there on your television. And once again, they will be unveiling their Texas Football Days, where, if you remember, in the past couple of years, they have kicked off Texas high school football season and their season-long coverage of Texas high school football with a huge week-long celebration of Texas high school football leading up to a live game on Friday night. Mm-hmm. Once again, they're going to do that this year, thanks to our friends at Jack in the Box. But we have not yet revealed who is going to be on the Friday night Texas high school football game live on Bally Sports Southwest. And so, through harsh negotiations, you and I, it's us, we negotiated the exclusive rights to reveal the Texas Football Days matchup to be aired on week 1 on Bally Sports Southwest. Without further ado, Pickle, here is the Texas Football Days matchup reveal.
It's a game like no other, in a place like no other. When Friday night rolls around, the whole town gathers around. If there's no more room, we make room. Because all over this state, Friday nights are spent under these lights. Bally Sports Southwest proudly welcomes back Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box. A celebration of our state's unrivaled passion for the game, with a full lineup of classic games and features. A Texas-sized season preview show, with a live primetime high school football rivalry to kick off the season. With cameras around the state capturing live Friday night action, hometown stories, and team spirit blasting throughout their communities. Celebrate Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box.
There it is. Bally Sports Southwest, in conjunction with the University Interscholastic League, announced the return of Texas Football Days. The 5th annual Gridiron Celebration will feature the exclusive live broadcast of the Class 5A Division I Battle of the Red Rail rivalry between Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine High School, live from Mustang Panther Stadium in beautiful Grapevine, Texas. It's a fantastic. The event is going on. We'll have an hour-long pregame show at 6:30 p.m. Friday, August 27th, all leading up to 7:30 p.m. kickoff on Bally Sports Southwest. Plus, between Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine, it's a Battle of the Red Rail coming to you live on Bally Sports Southwest as part of Texas Football Days, thanks to our friends at Jack in the Box. Of course, we will also have Bally Sports Southwest will deliver Lone Star Look-Ins live from 6 games across the state of Texas, capturing the local pageantry, fanfare, and game updates throughout the night, including Arlington Martin at Lake Travis, DeSoto at Converse Judson, Salina at Melissa, Spearman at Stratford, Canutillo at El Paso Burgess, and California powerhouse Mater Dei coming to town to take on Duncanville. Perennial favorite High School Scoreboard Live will serve as the post-game show and wrap up the night on Bally Sports Southwest. Plus, the show enters its 26th season, with Rick Renner and myself delivering complete recaps of the Friday night football in the state of Texas with statewide scores, highlights, and game reports. Of course, Pickle, that's not all. Because Texas Football Day officially launches on Sunday, August 22nd at 5 p.m. with the replay of the unforgettable classic 2011 UIL 2A Division II championship game between Cisco and Refugio. Additionally, replays of classic high school football games will be featured throughout the week leading up to the live telecast. Bally Sports Southwest will provide a look at the 2021 Texas high school football season with the Texas High School Football Season Preview Show presented by Jack in the Box. This 60-minute preview show will debut on Monday, August 23rd at 5 p.m. and will be hosted by Rick Renner and Eric Hardigan. The program will profile 15 top matchups from all classifications around the state and feature insights and analysis from myself, as well as coaching legend Ken Purcell. It all kicks off August 22nd on Bally Sports Southwest, your home for Texas high school football, all the way leading up to the UIL Texas High School Football State Championship games in December at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It's all very exciting. Texas Football Days presented by Jack in the Box. So there it is, the big news. Colleyville Heritage versus Grapevine, the Battle of the Red Rail, will be the featured Texas Football Days matchup live on Bally Sports Southwest on August 27th. Kickoff at 7:30 p.m., hour pregame before. And, of course, rounding it out with High School Scoreboard Live, wrapping it up.
Well, and something that I know that we brought up, too, you haven't been to Grapevine Stadium yet since they redid it.
No.
Correct.
So part of the allure, from what I understand from our friends at Bally, is that this is a beautiful renovated new stadium and a big rivalry game there in the Grapevine Colleyville ISD between Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage. Figures to be a fantastic matchup there. It's the 5th annual Texas Football Days on Bally Sports Southwest. Now, I believe you're going to be of those 6 games. And by the way, I forgot to mention the Hall of Famer Craig Way is on the call.
As always.
He's on the call. He's going to be alongside Gary Reasons. The great Gary Reasons will be his analyst. And then on the sidelines will be our friends C.T. Steckel and Sarah Merrifield. They will be the winning team will be presented with the Battle of the Red Rail trophy, as well as that giant Texas Football Days trophy.
Dude, it's an elite trophy.
It's a huge, huge trophy. And so make sure you check out Texas Football Days on Bally Sports Southwest. August 27th, Colleyville Heritage versus Grapevine in the Battle of the Red Rail, the featured matchup on Texas Football Days live on Bally Sports Southwest, thanks to our friends at Jack in the Box. We are Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. TexasFootball.com is where you can find complete coverage of high school football, college football, and recruiting all across the Lone Star State. Hope you'll consider becoming a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. 2 magazines, a year's worth of exclusive online content at TexasFootball.com. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe, makes a great gift as well. It's TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider. We're not done celebrating the exclusive reveal of the Bally Sports Southwest Texas Football Days matchup, Pickle, because on our hotline, we are joined by one of the guys who's going to be coaching in that Bally Sports Southwest Texas Football Days matchup. The head coach of those Grapevine Mustangs, it's Coach Mike Alexander. Coach, how are you? Coach, do you read me? Uh-oh, I hear him. Let's try again. Coach, you got me? Pickle, what are you doing? Coach, can you hear me? Hey, Coach, can you hear me? Some technical issues here. So trying to get Mike Alexander on the phone from Grapevine. Coach, do you hear me? Uh-oh. Pickle, what'd you do?
Let me call him back.
We're going to call him back. Trying to get Mike Alexander from Grapevine on the phone to discuss the Bally Sports Southwest Texas Football Days matchup between Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage. The magic of live broadcasting, everybody. It's sometimes things don't go as well as you were hoping for. But we're very excited. Going to be out there at Grapevine, Colleyville, their beautiful new Mustang Panther Stadium for the Battle of the Red Rail, one of the great rivalries here in the DFW Metroplex. I know the folks at Bally are really excited about putting that all together. So make sure you tune in again August 27th on Bally Sports Southwest live. We will be bringing you live coverage of the Texas Football Days game between Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine. I'm going to try to call Mike Alexander back. Pickles messing with cords. That's never a good sign. I'm always worried whenever we're messing with cords. Coach, do you read me?
I got you now. I could barely.
We did it.
I could hear you kind of talking in the background, but now that's good.
Good
It's
job,
loud and
Pepper.
clear.
We're joined by Mike Alexander, the head coach of the Grapevine Mustangs. Coach, the secret is out. Grapevine is going to be playing Colleyville Heritage on Bally Sports Southwest to kick off the Texas high school football season. I'm interested in your reaction to that news.
Man, we're just so excited just to get an opportunity for our kids to, not only play the Red Rail rivalry game, to open up the season in our home stadium, but to do it in a regionally televised manner. It's exciting. It's everything a coach could hope for, I think.
Coach, let me ask you a little bit about folks who maybe have never experienced the Red Rail rivalry between y'all and Colleyville Heritage. For folks who are going to tune in on Bally Sports Southwest, what can you tell us about this rivalry?
Greg, it's got to be one of the most unique situations in Texas, honestly. We have a very unique setup here in Grapevine, Colleyville, where us and Heritage, we have two true feeder schools. And then we have 2 other schools where kids, get split up after 8th grade. Half of them come to us, half of them go to them. So this rivalry is so unique because so many of our kids that are competing against each other not only went to elementary school together, but many of them went to, and played together through 7th and 8th grade and didn't break apart until they became freshmen. So they're really tight knit. They're playing against some of their best friends. Their families are friends, and so it gets heated. It's a big deal around here for sure.
Coach, you guys were last year a remarkable year, a 10-4 record, running deep into the playoffs, playing on Christmas Eve for heck's sake. Give me an idea of what kind of team, maybe how you think this 2021 Mustangs team may be different from last year's squad.
Well, start on the defensive side. We return everybody in the secondary. And these kids that we're returning, almost all of them have been starting since they were sophomores. And so we're very, very experienced in the secondary and very experienced in the defensive line. You know, we returned everybody up front. We returned the whole secondary. We're replacing the linebacking core with some talented young guys. So I think defensively, our team should pick up where we left off, and you know, and hopefully, and be very, very competitive. On the offensive side, the strength's going to have to be in our offensive linemen and our running back. You know, we return 4 all-district offensive linemen from last year. You know, we returned everybody but the center. We only graduated 1 guy and an all-state running back in Caleb Tejada, who missed much of the season last year with a couple nagging injuries, but he's back to full speed, and with that offensive line, I you know, hopefully that'll carry us while we're breaking in a new quarterback and some young receivers. But I think, Greg, we're going to be pretty good. You know, we're going to get tested early. There's no doubt, because Colleyville Heritage has a very strong squad coming back, but it's good. You know, I'm excited about it.
Well, and finally, Coach, I got to ask you, because last year, the Battle of the Red Rail, it didn't go your way. You guys fell short in your season opener, taking on those Panthers. Is that something that is there a little? I know everybody's putting week 1 out there, especially now with football practice starting, and saying we're preparing for week 1. We're preparing for week 1. Is there a little extra spice knowing full well who's waiting for you in the season opener, and especially there on television?
No doubt. I mean, I think it definitely keeps your summer interesting. You know, the captains and and the kids, and they know it's out there now. Our staff, Greg, we never make too much of one football game. It's just not how I do things. But and honestly, with this one not even being a district contest, but it's definitely for pride and for bragging rights. And these kids, they've waited their whole lives to play in this football game, and I love that it's week 1. Let's get the season started off right, and let's start off with a bang.
He's Mike Alexander. He's the head coach of those Grapevine Mustangs. You can watch him coach his boys out there live on Bally Sports Southwest August 27th when they take on Colleyville Heritage in the Battle of the Red Rail. Coach, really appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in about a month.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
There he goes. Mike Alexander, the head coach of the Grapevine Mustangs, joining us here on Texas Football Today, talking about his team playing in the season opener there on Bally Sports Southwest as part of Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box, Colleyville Heritage, and Grapevine in the Battle of the Red Rail there at beautiful Mustang Panther Stadium. We are at Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at TCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. TexasFootball.com is where you can find complete coverage, high school football, college football, and recruiting all across the Lone Star State. We got tons of stuff up, including, if you didn't see the news breaking this morning about a certain quarterback in the DFW Metroplex. You can find that on TexasFootball.com. We'll probably talk about that a little bit tomorrow. So there you go. But, Pickle, we're not done with big-time guests. Let's go to the hotline one more time and bring in the head coach of the Colleyville Heritage Panthers. We're joined by Coach Kirk Martin. Coach, how are you?
I'm great, man. Fired up. Just finished up with practice.
Well, first and foremost, how'd practice go?
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Let me ask you. With the secret is out. It's going to be your Colleyville Heritage Panthers taking on those that nemesis Grapevine Mustangs in the Battle of the Red Rail in Week 1 there on Texas Football Days on Bally Sports Southwest. Your reaction to kicking off the season in style on the biggest stage?
I think it's awesome, man. I love it for our kids and the exposure that it's going to bring to our program, and heck, not a better game out there than the Battle of the Red Rail.
Let me ask you about how you go about preparing for playing on television. You're a guy who's played games on TV before, on Bally Sports Southwest in state championship games. Is there any sort of extra message to your guys, knowing that, look, there's going to be a statewide audience tuning in to watch them, in a pretty special event?
No, they'll show up and be really excited to play, and that's just an added incentive for them. The only really coaching that'll come in, we'll just have to coach them up on TV timeouts and that kind of stuff. Just being sitting on go as soon as that guy with the red sleeve gets off the field, we're going to snap the football. So our kids are excited, man. They're fired up.
For folks who, you got to experience your first Battle of the Red Rail last year. I'm interested in what your first impression of the rivalry was, and what folks who tune in on Bally Sports Southwest are going to be in for when they watch Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine.
Well, it's really, really important in our area. It's the biggest game of the year for our kids and their kids. We're not even in district with each other anymore. And our kids, man, it's just like the biggest thing ever, and I try to talk that down a little bit, but to no avail. I mean, it's important to these kids. I mean, they grow up with each other, go to church with each other, they go to the lake together. I mean, they're all buddies, but man, they hate each other whenever we kick it off, and that's the way you want it.
You're in your second year there at Heritage. I'm interested maybe in what you know about the job now that maybe you didn't know a year ago. What have you learned about this job there at Colleyville Heritage?
Well, I learned that COVID sucks.
Amen.
Man, we lost 4 games last year, 2 non-district and 2 district ball games, because of COVID. And so I haven't had the full-fledged experience yet. But, man, our community is rabid about football and really excited, for this season. We had a good year last year and went to the 3rd round and only lost 1 game that last game. Lost by 3 and really felt like we should have played a little better. And had we played a little better, we'd have been lining up in the semifinal game against Ryan and who knows. So, our kids are fired up and really, really excited, about the rivalry game, and we've got a good team, so we're really proud to get to be on TV and the only team in the state, playing at that time, and our kids are pumped about it. I've had to keep it under wraps until it was officially, known and all that, and I did gather my seniors together and let them know, but they can't tweet it, they can't do anything with it until it's officially been announced. Well, now it has, and heck, our kids are fired up.
Well, finally, Coach, I want to ask you a little bit about your squad and the team that folks are going to be able to see when they turn on their television on Bally Sports Southwest on August 27th. You mentioned such a deep run in the playoffs last year. Do you have a feeling quite yet on how this year's Panthers team may be different from last year's Panthers team?
Well, we have unbelievable senior leadership. I mean, so many of these kids have been playing, varsity football, since they were sophomores. I got 2 kids that have been starting since they were freshmen, Hogan Wasson and Isaac Shabay. Those kids both started as true freshmen, and so they'll be their 4th year. But there's a whole group of seniors that they've played a lot of football, and so that to me is the strength of our team. I mean, these guys, I gave them the last 2 weeks off of the summer, and all they did was get every varsity kid in the program here and work them out, and most of the JV. And I heard from my coaches that these practices were harder than our summer workouts that we had here for them. So really good leadership, really good team speed. We'll be tempoing it pretty good, and we'll be chunking it deep too. That's just kind of something I like to do, and I think our kids are good at it. We'll run the football too, but our defense was really good last year. I think they'll be really good again. Man, I'm just telling you, we have a really good football team, and I think Grapevine does too. So It'll be one heck of a game, and I think it'll be exciting for everybody to watch. And last time we did this TEP, it was kind of exciting, so hopefully it won't come down to the last foot of the last second of the game, but if it does, that'll be fun too. So
yeah, I've got to tell you, Coach, as somebody who works in television, I kind of do hope it comes down to that. But then again, I don't have to stress about who's winning that game. So we have different ideas there. That's fair. He's Kirk Martin. He's the head coach of those Colleyville Heritage Panthers. You can watch him coach his boys there on August 27th live on Bally Sports Southwest as part of Texas Football Days when Colleyville Heritage takes on Grapevine as part of Texas Football Days. Coach, really appreciate your time, and I will see you in about a month.
Man, my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it.
There he goes. Kirk Martin, head coach, Colleyville Heritage Panthers, joining us here. Remember, August 27th. It will be on Bally Sports Southwest. Can we throw that graphic up one
Yep.
more time?
I am getting that going for us.
August 27th, Bally Sports Southwest. It's Colleyville Heritage versus Grapevine, the Battle of the Red Rail, live on Bally Sports Southwest, part of Texas Football Days, presented by Jack in the Box, and 6 Lone Star Lookins, Arlington Martin at Lake Travis, DeSoto at Converse Judson, Saline at Melissa, Spearman at Stratford, Canutillo at El Paso Burgess, and Mater Dei, California at Duncanville. And Pickle, which one are you going to be at?
I believe I will be all the way out in El Paso.
Whoa!
Yeah, we're gonna hit El Paso twice in 2 weeks there for
Yes.
us. So very excited.
Very exciting.
Very
indeed.
excited.
It'll be Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine. So make sure you tune in August 27th. And, of course, all week with all of the great stuff going on in Ballot Sports Southwest, it is a
marathon,
week,
not a sprint.
a week of celebration of Texas high school football. Nobody does it like Bally Sports Southwest, so make sure you tune in. Just turn on your TV and leave it on. That's just a good way to do it.
Turn it on, leave it on.
And I bet if you turn it, I bet if you just wake up in the middle of the night, I bet there's like a high school football game on.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
how serious they are about it. Anyway, so we appreciate our friends at Bally Sports Southwest for trusting us for that big announcement. Pickle, there's one last thing to do.
There sure is.
And as we've done around these parts, here with the conclusion of summer's coming to an end. Sadly, it's now August. It's August 2nd. And it's we've got some interns who are wrapping up their internships here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're joined by 2 of them. We are joined by Kayla Guillory, right? Okay, I've never said your last name. I've written it. I've never said it. And Brandon Bonaparte, 2 of our interns here for the summer. Friends, thanks for joining us. Make sure you nuzzle up next to that microphone so we can hear you. There you go. Yeah,
Everyone
that's
scoot.
fine.
Take your
Everyone
scoot
give a
forward.
little scoot. Everybody likes to talk like this. You know what I mean? All right. Kayla, let's start with you. Where do you go to school? What's your deal?
I'm a senior.
Hold on.
Oh.
Now go.
Oh, I say, I'm a senior at Texas State University.
Go Bobs. Okay, what are you studying?
Journalism.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Sports broadcaster.
Okay, sports broadcasting. So you want to be front of camera, behind camera?
In front of the camera.
In front of the camera. Okay. How comfortable are you talking in the microphone right there?
I'm okay.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
There you
That's
go.
good.
All right.
Glowing.
That's an excellent start.
Yeah.
Okay. And Brandon, what's your deal?
I go to Arizona State. I'll be a senior in the fall.
Okay. What are you studying?
Sports journalism.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
That's the question.
Yeah. You know what, man?
There's
the
the
question
$1 million
again.
question.
Listen, I'm very old and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So
That gives me hope.
that is.
It does.
You should not take me as a measurement though. Okay. So now, Kayla, where'd you go to high school?
Keller High School.
You went to Keller High School. You're a Keller Indian. You went to
Prosper.
Prosper. You're Prosper Eagle. Okay, great. So you're both from here in the DFW Metroplex. What would you say? Let's start with you, Kayla. What would you say was your favorite part of your internship?
My favorite part was working on the magazine. I like that we were able to help contribute. I know it's might sound
Whoa! You might be the first person to ever say that.
I
It's
mean,
not my favorite part.
in the moment, it wasn't my most favorite thing, checking all those names. But now looking back, I'm kind of just glad that I was able to contribute, and then my name's in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
so I think
right.
that's pretty cool.
Let's see this. I can pull this up. What about you? Same question.
I'd probably say just talking to recruits.
Mm-hmm.
I like talking to them because you see them at a lot of these kids will go on and play college. You see them at like some of their earliest stages, getting to talk to them, getting the insight on recruiting processes, what goes through their head, and how they make their decisions, all of that nature.
Yeah, that was one of the things on TexasFootball.com. You had a number of stories talking with recruits. I know you worked closely with Will doing
Yes.
that. Okay. So now you're both going back to school. Okay. So and you're both going to be seniors. Is that right?
Yes.
You're both going to be. You guys had to
Right.
think about that. Are you going to be a senior in this upcoming?
I'm
fall?
I'm concerned about you.
Oh,
because
my-
you told me you're
I'm
graduating.
a senior. Yeah, I'm a senior now.
You're a
I'm,
senior
I'm
now.
Just I'm just going back.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
going back.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are a senior presently. Okay. And so would you recommend an internship at Dave Campbell's Texas Football to a friend? We'll start with you, Kayla.
Yes, I would. I mean, it's just one thing. I was very nervous on my first day. I'm not gonna lie, but then after being here, I just love the environment. I like how I was comfortable. I didn't have to act like I was all seriousness. So I really like that.
Okay, so what
There-
you're
talk about something that there's a lack of in this office.
so
Seriousness.
So what you're saying is you liked the fact that this place is a bit of a clown show.
I wouldn't call it a clown show. I just like that y'all were able to have fun, and then when you had to get something done, you got it done.
Okay.
So I just like that. I hear laughter all throughout the office, so that was pretty cool.
Okay, Brandon, would you recommend an internship to a friend?
Yeah, if they were interested in the craft, I would recommend it.
A much less full-throated endorsement. That's
If,
fine.
if they could take the intern power rankings.
Oh,
that'd be
yeah.
Oh, the intern power rankings. Yeah, I guess I could probably reveal my intern power rankings because I kept them up here for a long time. Number 1 is all of you. And number 2 is nobody. I never had an intern power rankings. You guys think I was gonna like? I couldn't even. I never said your last name until just now. You think I was? I'm just going through meticulously doing these. No, but I think I did scare you guys with like, oh, I'm just adjusting my intern power rankings up here. Okay, and so finally, the most important question, which is, who is? Brandon, we'll start with you. Who is your favorite member of the Dave Campbell's Texas football staff?
Is there a right answer here?
Who's to say?
he might throw Vince Young's trophy at you if you don't say him. Just warning
No.
you.
No.
Doc,
I want you.
it's
No. I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest. No. I want you to be honest. Who is your favorite member of the Dave Campbell's Texas football staff?
I mean, everybody's different in their own way. I've had good conversations with everybody. But the 30-minute conversation I had with Shahan about De'Aaron King, it just kind of elevates him to the next level.
I was there for that, just watching it happen. It was a masterful conversation.
It was awesome. I learned a lot.
Okay, so Shahan gets your number one.
Yes.
Gets your number one vote. Okay.
You're maybe 2, maybe. 3.
Kayla, what about you? Who do you think? Who is your favorite member of the Dave Campbell's Texas football staff?
I'd have to say Ashley or Mallory because I mean I worked with them the most. Like they gave me tasks. But you're in a close third. Sorry,
dude. Woat. The worst. You.
Okay. Well, guys, this has been truly humbling. I appreciate that. But no, I'll say the same thing that I said to the other guys.
Oh, Shahan is in the comments so pumped right now.
Oh,
Darn you, Brandon.
Do you realize,
Come on,
man,
man.
what hell
you just created a monster.
On your way out. I'll say the same thing that I said to the other interns on, was that Friday?
Yeah.
No, Thursday.
Friday,
maybe. Thursday. One of the
Friday.
days. Was that you guys were fantastic. You guys were great help. We really couldn't have done everything, any of this without you guys. You were truly important to the process. And if we can ever do anything for you, you have my number. You can just call me. Or Pickle, I suppose. Actually, Pickle just loves when you show up at her doorstep. Like, the later, the better. The later at night, the better. I'll give you her address, so you can just knock on her door and just whenever you guys want. So
awesome.
We really do appreciate your help and your efforts during the summer, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And so it's Kayla Guillory and Brandon Bonaparte. Hire them, but, like, when do you graduate?
I think I still have a year.
So you have May?
May. Yeah.
May. Okay. So starting in May, call them and hire them. Okay, guys.
2 thumbs up.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Thanks to Kirk Martin of Colleyville Heritage and Mike Alexander of Grapevine for being our guests.
And to Bally Sports.
And to our friends at Bally Sports.
For letting us.
Thanks, Miss Mary.
Do your thing.
Mwah. Mwah. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Kayla? Oh, hold on.
God, I thought we were done. Go.
Vince Young, please come get your Play of the Year trophy. It was from 2001. You're a little late, but
Yeah,
come get it.
that's probably older than they are.
Well, that's another truly humbling moment. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.